There's no need to hide, darling. You're not in any danger here. Please. I saw your fin breach when you first entered my cave. If I was any danger to you, I would have acted already. Thank you, my dear. It's an honor to put a face to such a lovely tale. May I put a name to it as well? And why may I not, little one? Your father told you not to, did he? Did your father not also tell you to never enter this cave? To give it a blue whale's birth, and to never look deeply inside? Did he not tell you to never listen to what would his words have been? The demon that resides in it? The witch? Am I close? I've heard it all before, darling. Rumors spread across every sea, but really, do I seem all that bad? I may be a little monstrous at present, but I like to think I kept my civility. Just something to think about, dear. You don't have to give me a name if the thought worries you. Very well. May I ask then why you're here? It's all right. Take your time. What brings you to my cave? Yes, darling, that's it. What do you want help with? A curse? Now that is a very interesting thing to need, isn't it? But sadly, I couldn't give you any help with that. I'm rather stuck with my own at the moment. Not a curse like mine? Well then, what sort of curse, sweetling? Ah, now it's all the clearer, and yes, my little prince. For help with that, you've come to exactly the right place. Oh, what has you so frightened, darling? Of course I called you prince. I would be remiss if I neglected to give you the proper respect your status earns. However, it distresses you so I can drop such formalities. Don't be worried about that, darling. I'm rather clever when I want to be, and you look just like your mother, rest her soul. Is this news to you, sweet princeling? That I knew your mother? I see. Tell me, little one, what exactly did your father teach you about me? And here I thought the king would rise above the rumors. I suppose that was expecting too much of him, wasn't it? Pardon that statement, your highness. I just saddened to learn your father has neglected to keep our history. Please, let's backstroke a thought. I knew your family very well, and if you're here looking for me, then I know exactly what your curse entails. I can't help. I'm sorry if my deduction startled you. I simply can't help it these days. Now, with that settled, may I continue to call you Princeling, or would you rather give me that name? Well stated. Your father must be proud to keep your boundaries so well. It's an admirable trait for a future ruler. Right, the subject at hand. Brace yourself on the rock line here, if you please. We might be a moment. So, you have certain issues, I take it, that your father is calling a curse, is that right? Do you think it's a curse, Princeling? And do you hold your tongue to consider? When diagnosing magic like this, your insight is priceless. Would you describe your circumstances as cursed? It's all right to answer truthfully, dear. Your father isn't here to reprimand. Do you, in your heart, think that stirring water or healing fish is really a curse? Oh, just lucky guesses, my prince. I told you I'm quite clever when I choose. And in truth, I already know this. So let's say correct answer is that a little query. It's just important to me to find out if you agree. So, I'm glad you can see your power for what it is, my little princeling. That's the first step toward getting what you want. Understanding your situation. Now, are you ready to take the second? It's simple, darling. Tell me what exactly it is you want. Oh, I'll have to stop you right there, princeling. I can't help you if you aren't honest with me, or honest with yourself in this case. Ah, but you're not being honest, are you? Not truly. You're confused what you want with what your father tells you what you want. Think of it this way. If you truly feel you aren't cursed, if you understand that what you're doing isn't hurting anyone, rather the opposite, I point out, then you would just want me to help you rid yourself of it. Why would you want me to take away what you have? The answer is staring you in the gills, sweetling. I would wager you've known the answer long before you swam into my cave, too. But you feel asserting it would be brash, unfair to those around you, isn't that right? Then say it with me, little one. Be the big, strong royal I know you can be. The reason you want to hide, to remove, to suppress your power, isn't because of your own feelings. It's because of theirs. Deep breaths, darling. I know exactly how you feel. You know what you're saying between the margins. You know that to admit your feelings is to accuse your family, your people, and your father of being less than fair to you, but that isn't any reason to deny it. Now, when you were with me, hold tight to the rock, little princeling. These words will be harsh, but they are true, and they're a necessary step to getting what you really want. The people around you, from your servants all the way to the king himself, are wary. And they're wary of you, scared even, and that hurts you, doesn't it? After all, you've never done anything wrong, never raised a fin against them, yet they fear you. A deep, primal fear that eats at them whenever you're in the room. I remember it well, Prince. The pain of watching everyone you love flinch when you reach out, realizing that your peers edge just barely out of your reach when you speak to them, noticing the looks they give when you're unhappy, as if they're afraid you'll take it out on them. Little nips at your heart will never get better, I can assure you of that. They fester and scar until you crack. Now take a deep breath and say what you really want. Tell me what is at the core of your desires and let me decide on a course of action. You just want them to like you. Never have truer words been spoken, princeling. You want the fear to stop. You want them to treat you normally. You want them to stop hating you. Is that right? Now, if all you want is their behavior to change, we don't need anything as dramatic as a binding or, depth forbid, removal of your power. No, all you must do is prove to them you aren't a danger. Honestly, darling, it's a shame you even have to change at all. It's them who have the problem, not you. But even if we understand that, they clearly don't. So instead of allowing them to bridge the gap, we can. And if you're prudent, all that will cost you is some time. Yes, my darling princeling, if they're scared of your power, all you must do to quell their fears is show them that you, sweet, lovable you, can keep yourself in check. They aren't afraid of the crown prince. They're afraid of what they believe is attached to you. So if you were in control, and you can prove to all of them that you are in control, then from where would that fear stem? But in this lies the issue, darling. To control, you must understand. To understand, you must learn. And to learn, unless you like to cause much more fear experimenting, you must be taught. It's sad to say, but I cannot teach you. No more than the basics, at least. This monstrous form is a true curse. A magical incantation sabotaged by your father of all people to turn me into this. No, darling. I hold no ill will. He was scared. He had no choice but to be scared. It is his nature, after all. The problem is not that I hold some grudge against him and therefore won't help you. The problem is that I can't. In this form, I cannot touch the water. I cannot connect with the ancient waves and tides that supply us with our strength. And if I cannot use our power, then all I can teach you is empty habits and minor tips. Yes, knowing where to place your arms and what words to speak would help, but without feeling the magic, without having a mentor whisper the very seas into your ears, it'd take decades before you made enough progress to rid the others of their fears. Oh, but don't give in to despair just yet, my little princeling. A remedy rests at your fingertips. Yes, my darling, with your father's blood and your own strength, you can lift my curse. With your current inexperience, permanent reversal is impossible, but temporary lifting is well within your ability, I believe. If you would trust me to care for you, I would do my best to teach you how to push away my curse. From there, I could re-enter the water and begin your true lessons, and when we're done, you could simply release your efforts and allow the curse to fall back onto my shoulders. The promise that you would study well and one day free me will be more than enough to pay me for my experience and to lighten my heart. I know we have not known each other long, but I have been waiting for you since before I was cursed, sweet one. Since the time when your father and I were young, and I was swimming the palace grounds freely. A time when your mother had a magical little guppy swimming inside her. And now you're here before me, all grown up and yet still so sheltered, so kept by your father. Please, my little prince, push the idle rumors out of your mind and let me help you. Help yourself. Thank you, darling. I promise you won't regret this for a moment. If you could, I need you to get out of the water with me. That's a good boy. Come here, closer. And don't worry about dripping onto me. I'll manage. Can you remember a time you used your power? One specific instance? Oh, that would do nicely. I want you to recall every detail the best you can. The water floating around you, the light shining through the waves, all of it. Don't worry about the things that don't matter to painting the picture. Details you normally wouldn't recall aren't necessary. We just need the core of what you believe this memory contains. Do you have it? Wonderful. Now, just briefly compare that memory to something mundane. Say your dinner last night, or the swim here. A time when you didn't use your power. Look between the two in your mind's eye. Yes, there are plenty of differences between your two memories, but notice the one thing that truly matters. The feeling that permeates the first, but not the second. The pull that draws on you, almost like the tide itself. Focus on that feeling. That is what magic feels like. Long divorced from the experience, it still rings clear in your memory. Hang on to it, princeling. One day you'll be able to focus on that feeling in its purest form, just like you could focus on the feeling of clothing against your scales. But until then, recalling a time it was blatantly obvious will have the same effect. Now that you have your grip, release the other aspects of the memory. What you are doing then is over, but what you are doing now is real. pull that feeling out of the memory and impose it onto the present. You'll know you succeeded when you can open your eyes, focus on me, and still feel the magic. Very good, my prince. You're a natural. Now is where the minute of spellcasting comes in. Normally, you would have to focus your will onto reality. The gifted few of us usually do that with a command or action, something you can focus yourself into, or sound a phenomenal device. A set of words or gestures that work for me may work for you, or they may not. It would depend on your belief that they would work, and your will to see them through. But I'm rambling, my sweetling. The curse is not like that. Your blood gives you your unique bond here, and I can do the guiding. All you must consciously supply is the will. Exert your power into reality and force my curse away from me. I know it's not intuitive just yet, darling, but I promise you can do it. As I said, for this instance, we only need you to have the want, not the raw determination. Then I will shape it for you, but if it would help, I could describe to you what I would go about gathering the strength. I would tie it to something simple, a mental push maybe, or even a physical push if necessary. I'd imagine you have some sort of shadowy stand-in to serve as my curse. Then push it away from my target. Focus, my little princeling. You can do this. You have everything you need. You're so close. Here, give me your hand. I know I'm rather slimy these days, but not much choice with these tentacles. Here, you should be able to press right here, right against my chest, my physical and spiritual center, where my curse most literally resides. Push against me, my curse, as hard as you can. Yes, darling. Almost there. I can take it, princeling. This form is seriously big enough to handle your roughest. Focus everything and make one final push. Perfect! Quickly now, into the water. Oh, you did it, princeling! For what I imagine was the first time you took your power by the fin and consciously, specifically allowed it to flow exactly where you chose. That is control, my sweet prince. That is how you can achieve anything you want. I'm glad to hear that, darling. But now is the moment to relax. Now that I'm in the water, I'll carry the brunt of the weight in holding my curse at bay. As long as you can refrain from letting that magical feeling entirely slip, I can do the rest. Can you feel it? How little you need to keep your part of the magic flowing. As easy as mindlessly swimming, right? That's very good, princeling. You're clearly well attuned with the seas, and the clarity you possess makes them all the easier. When we go to farther feats, you may find your focus, or even your actual magical reservoirs stretched. But for now, let's just flow like a current. Allow its movements become second nature. While you get into that, I like to admire myself for a moment. It's been a long time since I've had my body, and I'd admit I won't be happy to see it go when we're done here. My scales have lost a touch of their shine, I see. Unfortunate, but not unexpected. But I didn't foresee my tail thickening from atrophy. Do you think my figure would still fit amongst a royal ball? I'm not sure I could squeeze into any of my old rings, but then again, I recall a burgeoning trend among, let's say, ample flesh when I was last in participation. I'll take your stammering blush to confirm that trend is in fact grown. Tell me, princeling, am I your type? Oh, now I've gone and done it. You look like you may just burst from embarrassment. But I must ask you to calm yourself. The rather small sliver of your focus I need from you is slipping, and I'd rather not transform back underwater. Please do try to control yourself, my prince. I'd help, but I imagine the last thing you need is to be closer to my regained figure. That was a push too far, wasn't it? I can certainly feel the curse encroaching back into me. Darling, you're spiraling. I'm going to have to help calm you down. Please look into my eyes. Allow me to connect the two of us. Good boy. Now just let me calm you. Let me feed tranquility into your mind like a reef around a coast. Let me hold you steady. Just listen to my voice and be calm. You're feeling very fatigued, not active, not flustered, tired. Holding my curse back was more exhausting than you realize. You want to relax. You want to be calm. I can help with you with that. Just listen to my voice. You don't need to look at my eyes anymore. You need to listen. Let your other senses blur. Stare at my scales as they glitter off the sunlight, refracting through the water. Don't pick up specifics, just absorb. Listen. You can't really see anything. You can't really feel anything, but you can hear me perfectly well. Listen to my voice. Stay calm. Listen. That's much better, my darling prince. You're calm. You're ready. You're listening. You're perfect. Let's stay like this a little longer. Would you allow me that, princeling? Let me speak and let yourself listen until we're both positively blissful. Of course you would, because you're such a darling little thing. Not quite as little, but now that I'm not quite as big, but still the same in many ways. Small, tender, in need of care, desperate for love. You're ready to give me that, my sweet little prince. I'm more than willing to be everything they never were. All you have to do is listen. Listen as I speak, and as we both get exactly what we want. You never deserved what they gave you. And that's not what you wanted. The mistrust, the doubt, the fear. I've never feared you, darling. You listened. You know that. I'm not scared of you, and soon they won't be either. You'll have it all, my guidance, their love, the throne, everything. I'll show it to you. I'll give it to you. All you have to do is listen. We'll make you so strong, so smart. We'll make you better than perfect. Better than you already are. Not harshly, not faster or harder than you can handle. Just exactly right. Just perfect. You'll be perfect if you listen. I'll always be here, princeling, and so will you. Together, I'll always know what you need because you'll tell me. You'll speak and I'll listen. And if the words are too big, I'll take it back. I'll speak to you and I'll look into your eyes and I'll connect us. I'll let us magic intertwine and then I'll know. And then you'll listen and we'll be perfect. Then someday when you understand, when you listen, when you understand you want, when you have everything you want, you'll break my curse. I'll tell you how and you'll listen. You'll undo what your father corrupted onto me, and we'll swim to the palace together, and you'll be ready. He'll see that. We'll help him see that. We'll help him listen, just like you listen to my words, just like I listen to the words you can't say. You'll be ready for the throne with me at your side, helping you have it all, helping you have everything you want, helping you listen, helping you understand. No one will fear you. They all treat you just like I do, with respect, with care, like they should, like a king. They'll listen to what you say. I'll listen to what you say. They'll have it all, and if you listen now, if you let my words guide you, if you do what I say, you'll get what you want. And when you get what you want, you'll want more, and I'll give you more. If you listen more, listen to everything I say, and get everything you want. I'll help you listen right here, right now. Just like my magic helps you listen. Just like my eyes help you listen. Just like my soft, warm embrace helps you listen. Right here, right now, I'll reach into your darling little head and I'll help you listen. I'll draw out every scar they put in you. I'll help you get what you want. I'll help you be perfect. Right here, right now. Just listen. Listen to my voice and let me slip past your mind. You're everything I wanted, Princeling. All I want is you. All I want is give you what you want. All I want is for you to listen so I can give you what you want. Do you understand that, darling? Answer me, sweet one. Speak, and I'll listen. Do you want me to teach you? Do you want me to help you listen? Do you want to have everything you ever desired? Again, Princeling. Say it again. Good boy. My perfect darling boy, my wonderful Princeling. I love you, my sweet one, more than any of them ever will, more than any of them ever have, because you listened, because you're perfect. I want you to get better. I want you to have everything, so I'll ask you to listen. You want to get better. You want to have everything, so you'll listen. It's simple. It's perfect. As long as we're together, as long as you listen, you'll have my love. You'll have everything. Soon, Princeling, if you listen now, you'll have everything you ever wanted. So, very, very soon. But for now, we have work to do. We have things to learn together. So it's time for you to listen. Time for me to dive deep down into my voice and let me help you. Can you do that for me, my prince? I'm going to count down to 0, and when I say 0, you'll listen. You'll listen so perfectly and so completely that you won't even hear what I'm saying. Your mind will slip, and your heart will receive. You'll listen more than you could ever know, and I'll help you. I'll take away those scars. I'll make you perfect. That's what you want, right? Then listen. 5. Listen to my voice envelop you, and listen. 4. Don't look, don't feel, just listen. 3. Let my magic penetrate you, let it help you listen. 2. Let me give you what you want. 1. Listen to me, Princeling, and sleep. 0. Princeling, darling, as cute as you look, you can't nap the whole day away, little one. That's it. Open your eyes. Breathe through your lungs, not your gills. We're back on the surface, out of the water. You fell asleep. The curse slipped its way back to me. I suppose the initial push took more out of you than we thought. Oh no, darling, it's no problem. There's nothing we can't fix. We'll just make sure you have a big meal and a nice nap before we start our lesson. I'm sure you can incorporate that into your days before you return here. Yes, my sweet prince, return. It's getting rather late. You've been asleep for some time, and I'm sure that the entire palace is starting to get nervous. It's all time for you to head home. I assure you, darling, it'll be no issue. You'll return soon enough. Whether tomorrow or not, I'll be here waiting patiently. Because I care for you, dear. I know you haven't been shown it much, but this is how people act when they don't fear you. They're willing to wait, however long it takes. When someone loves you as much as I do, they won't need anything more. You're blushing again, Princeling. I take it you aren't well prepared for the vile monster to show you this sort of attention. Adorable little thing you are. I'll be counting the seconds till you return, darling. But it is time for you to leave. Into the water. I won't keep you much longer. Good boy. But just one more thing before you go. It'll be quick, I promise. Would you look at me, darling? And now look right over there at the cave walls, just to your left. Now, be on your way, darling prince, before your cheeks burst scarlet. Until next time, my darling, I'm so glad we can talk and listen.